Hi everybody! So I'm going to show you another type of origami paper hat to make. This is the one that I have found titled a couple of different things. You could call it an army cap. But again, it's really cool because it starts with a rectangular piece of paper. What you're going to do first is do a nice hot dog fold on it. So a hot dog fold is like a long skinny fold. Remember, when we're folding our paper, it's really important that you use both hands. Both hands are being used, and one hand normally will hold and the other will fold. That way you can control your paper. And for this hot dog fold, the long skinny fold, you want to line up your corners. See how my corner? Not lined up. So hold the paper with one hand. I'm just holding it with my fingers. And then fold it with the other. Swivel it, slide it until those corners line up. Now these corners are lined up, so I'm going to stop. I'm going to press and hold, flip my hands. So now this hand is holding. I'm going to slide down to this corner. And then I'm going to slide the rest of the way, making a nice flat fold. We also can call this a crease. See that? That is my fold right there. So make your hot dog fold and then open it back up. See that nice line that we made that goes down the middle? That's what we're looking for. Now we're going to do another fold. This one's the book fold or the burger fold. One hand holds, the other will fold. Now you want to line up your corners. Not yet. Slide, slide, slide. And good. So press and hold with one hand, flip, trade spots. You want to slide this hand over and then flatten down that fold. See that? And then open it back up again. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to turn it this way. I'm going to fold that book fold again. And now see that middle line that we creased? See that? You can sort of see my line right in the middle. One hand is going to hold, the other is going to fold right to that middle line. So this top edge is going to fold down to here. Before I do that, I want to check and make sure the opening should be at the bottom and the fold part should be at the top facing away. You don't want it this way. You don't want your opening that way. You want to have your open end facing your belly and the fold, this part, facing away from you. One hand holds, the other will fold. I want to line up my edge with that center line. When it's good, I'm going to stop. I'm going to press. I'm going to squish that fold flat. Boom. Look how nice and flat it sits. Do the same with the other side. One hand holds, the other will fold. Remember, if your paper gets stuck like this, just give it a little tug or give it a little help. Sometimes I use my fingernail or my thumbnail to just kind of make it a little easier to fold. Line it up, press, and fold. There. Now what we're going to do is, instead of just folding it up like that for the other hat, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one layer of my bottom and I'm going to fold a tiny little rectangle until it sits right underneath my two triangles up on top. See that? So I took this top layer of paper and I folded it so that it lines up right underneath my triangle. And then I'm going to fold it again. Boom. So it's got like a skinny rectangle brim, a bottom edge to my hat. Now what I'm going to do is flip it over. Now I have the back of my hat. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for this center line. That center line that we folded earlier. Do you see my center line right there? I'm going to look for this and I'm going to hold one side with one hand, and I'm going to fold in this whole side. Now this time I'm going to line up this edge right here to this middle line here. And it's a little tricky because the paper is layered right here. It doesn't want to fold very well. So you might have to help it along with your other holding hand. When it's lined up, press, trade, press, and smooth. Look at that nice flat fold. See that? Now you're going to do the same thing on this side. This hand is going to hold. This hand is going to fold. Again, you might have to relax the paper a little bit. Remember, you are stronger than the paper. You can tell it where to go and what to do. Press and fold. Sometimes you have to use the back of your nail, your thumbnail, to flatten those thicker folds. All right. Now, I am going to fold this top part. See my little triangle top here? What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this triangle top and I'm going to fold it until it comes down to here. See that? So my top of my triangle tip is going to fold down to here. See how it lines up nicely with these triangle edges? I'm going to flatten it. It's a little tricky because everything's getting really thick. All right. And actually what I want to do is I want to tuck this little triangle corner tip inside. See how I tucked it behind? Let me show you again. So there's my triangle on top. Now I'm going to tuck it underneath that little brim. Okay. Now I'm going to take this little triangle here. Notice how I'm having to use all my hands to hold everything down. I'm going to take this little corner. Again, I got to help it along. Fold it up like that. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. This little corner, we're going to fold it up like that. And then this whole bottom, we're going to fold up. Okay? See what I'm doing? Again, you got to make sure that little triangle stays tucked in. Now we're going to fold this up, flatten it down, and now we're going to tuck again this bottom part into the brim here. Are you ready? It's going to be a little tricky. I'm actually going to pre-fold it. Watch. So I'm going to hold, both hands are at work here, hold it, fold it up to there, and make a little crease. Okay, see what I did there? Took this bottom edge and I folded it up just to the bottom of this brim. Now what I'm going to do is unfold it. I'm going to fold it up, and then I'm going to tuck this behind. See that? Tucked it in and squish it flat. Oh my gosh. And now we're done. To open it up, just gotta pop your fingers in there, pop it open, and boom, you've got yourself a sweet little cadet hat or army hat. Now again, if you have a newspaper hanging around the house, you can use a big sheet of newspaper. Make sure it looks like this kind of a rectangle. And you can do the same folding that I showed you here with that big newspaper sheet. And then you can end up with a cadet hat. I think it'll fit your head. Maybe it'll be a little snug, but it'll still be really cool and great practice for you. All right, have fun.